someone reached out to me via my website and was interested in VO work. And I mentioned this in Patreon. And everything was sounding good. We started to go back and forth over the details and email and coming up with a number. And I said, all right, I'll give you a quote. But before giving them that quote, I started thinking something that doesn't feel right about this. But let's go ahead and follow through just in case it is. Mm-hmm. And so I gave them the quote and they said, all right, we'll send a deposit because for VO stuff, you know, it's very common to get that deposit done. So my thinking, because I didn't feel so confident on it, I'm like, I'm going to do this with my invoicing system. And my invoicing system allows me to set up to have people pay online instead of having to just mail a check. Because I could do both. And if I put in there that you can pay online, it'll let them click on it, yada, yada, yada. Or if they want to use like a Zelle or ACH, paying electronically.
Long live the fantastic potheads.
Send the Fractal with a $5 super chat. Long live the plantain. Okay, that's pretty good too. Pretty good.
Thank you. That makes me smile.
So
but
funny.
I'm learning. You know, I'd much rather them be in person. That way the plant is in it. If you know, but being able to ship them around is fun too. But I'm learning. I'm learning the packaging process in order. This is
It's
I'm
commerce.
learning. I appreciate it. That's still funny though. Long live the plantain.
It is. Anyway, so as I was saying, my invoicing system, it allows me to put an online payment option, but when it puts it on there and they want to try to do like a bank to bank transfer or what have you, it's not put in my bank. Mm-hmm. It's put in a dummy bank. Mm-hmm. And when that dummy bank gets it, then the dummy bank gets in touch with me to get the money, you know, so it basically firewalls my money, which is fine. So I sent that to him and I put all of the bank stuff in there. I'm like, okay, let's see what happens with this. And I didn't get a notification that someone did a transfer or anything like that. I said, damn, okay, well, maybe this might be okay. I don't know. A few days later, holding in my hand a check, folks. This paycheck shows up at the same time, or roughly around the same time, that I get an email that says, hey, the check has been delivered. I just did a tracking and the check has been delivered. We can get ready with the deposit and we can get ready with the project, yada, yada, yada. Just let me know when you deposit it. You know, just let me know when you deposit it. So I'm looking at this check and you probably not going to be able to see it on the camera, but that check is for about $1,900. And, you know, and it's made out to me and it's got their name and this check is legit, you know, it's legit. But it's made out for damn near 3 times the deposit amount.
Already, ding ding.
That I requested. And so I'm like, yep, this is a scam. Because not to mention he also wanted to know when I was going to deposit the damn thing. So
he needed to know all of that.
So I emailed this dude back and was like, I'll deposit it later. That kind of thing. He responds to me later on in the day. Hey, I need to know when you deposit it so I can make sure the transfer goes to the engineer at the studio that we're going to have you go to, blah, 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 to do the VO. I replied back, that ain't my job. You pay the guy. Why you want me to transfer money to this? I said, no, that ain't my job. You know.
And nothing from that.
But what that is, though, folks, that is a very, very common scam.
Yeah.
That these folks are doing out there, especially for people that are hard up on money.
Yeah. I was just going to say hard up.
Hard up on money.
As soon as they see them digits right there, that's $2,000. Oh, that can save my life. Let me go and deposit this in my bank.
But they'll say, hey, deposit this. We're sending you this money and we're going to put a little extra in there just for your convenience, that kind of thing. Since, you know, that's typically how they try to word it. Okay. Don't fall for that shit. knowing that this is a scam, this is the problem I had. I called said bank.
Yep.
I called the bank that's on this check to try to warn them.
Yeah.
Say, hey, let me speak to your fraud department because I know you have a fraud department. You heard me on this phone with them as I put it on speakerphone. And I said, yeah, I got this check here. Someone's trying to scam. This is the routing number. I have the account number here. I'm not the account holder, but they're writing with this account number. So
what is your account number?
And I said to the lady, I do not have an account there. They're trying to pay me with your check. And so she puts me on hold. I said, I need to talk to your fraud department. So she puts me on hold and she's like, well, you need to go to an actual bank with that check so they can look at it in person, blah, 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 blah. And then they'll get fraud involved. And I'm like, okay, but I can guarantee you your bank is not near me. She's like, oh, yeah, it is. I say, well, put in your zip code. And then I give her the zip code. She punches it in or whatever. And then she says, yeah, there's one on such and such street. And I said, look here. You didn't even look at what state I'm in, did you?
Exactly.
And so she's like, well, where are you? No, I said, well, she said, where are you? I said, I'm in California. And she says, oh, yeah, these banks are all over Wisconsin. But
unbelievable.
And I wanted to try to call them yesterday, but I didn't get around to it. I'll probably try to call them back again tomorrow sometime. But something's got to be done to try to slow this shit down. And I just wanted to bring it to their attention.
Was trying to get a work from home job. Sent me a check to pay for the computer and software, but it was
Yep, CQ in the chat. Welcome, CQ. I don't recognize your handle in here. Welcome and thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Thank
in the
you
live
for
chat.
being here.
But CQ said that yeah. Somebody tried to fake him out, sending him a computer with a check, sending him a check to pay for the computer. Wow, so he can work from home. Good gosh, man.
Yeah.
Good gosh. And the thing is, it bugs the shit out of me that I clearly seem to be a target because I'm always getting alerts of someone's trying to log into this account.
Yeah.
Y'all don't never get any of this stuff.
No.
None of y'all. But I get all of this all the time. Even down to getting a freaking check.
Yeah. About a conversation, and they know what kind of industry you're in, so it makes sense.
And the thing is,
so sad.
That stuff was all public information. None of that was private. The address that's on here, this is a public address. I mean, I don't mind showing it because this is not my private address. This is my public address for the business.
Ain't nobody see shit. I'm trying to tell you it's all white.
Well, I saw it there.
Light.
You got a bad screen, so I can see it. Anyway, all of that's public information that people can just look up. So I have no problem with that. But when I go to call the bank, I'd expect the freaking fraud department to try to, take it a little more seriously or have some more sense of urgency. I don't know, man.
Yeah. It's like getting robbed, I guess. They don't care that it's not their money.
What's gonna
maybe?
And for those that don't know, the way it wraps up, you deposit that check for the amount that you were owed plus the extra stuff that they paid as a convenience to you. They will typically ask you to keep that extra money and then send the other portion of the extra money to somewhere else. Just, hey, can you just PayPal it to so-and-so or PayPal it to transfer it to this account, yada, yada, yada. And you do your transfer. And then a few days later, they call this bank and say, hey, we need to stop payment on that check. Or, hey, I think there's fraud. So that comes back to your bank account, reverses all that money. They got paid because they've already deposited. They've already gotten their cash out.
But your account is all open.
Right. So you in the red. But that's how that works. They get their money. Just be careful when it comes to these scams, y'all, because again, they know how to go after people that are vulnerable, if you will. Because that's their job, and they typically will go after older people too. So yeah, this is CQ. CQ says, Nice to be here. Old school native Phoebe from Ashbrook. Love the podcast so far. And yes, they tell you who to pay the check, but it's all fake. Yeah. All right. So CQ is someone you know.
Welcome, CQ. I don't know.
Sweet.
That's interesting.
Sweet. Welcome to you. Thank you.
Thank you for being here, CQ.
Thank you for being here.
But
Appreciate
be careful.
That. I didn't want to end on that. I just saw that check there and I felt like I needed to do that PSA.